Hello, welcome to the very short Fancy Pants Adventure PlayStation 3 version commentary. I'm Hatok.
And I'm Ernesto Guillermo.
So, Ernesto's joining me because Fancy Pants was, let's just say, part of his childhood.
Yes, I used to obsess over this game when it first came out on the computer all those years ago.
Oh yeah, so many years ago.
Oh yeah, it was pretty long ago actually.
Yeah, it is one of the more classic games, I guess.
And there's only one level at that time, and it was just so awesome, and it promised so much.
Well, it's Fancy Pants is just a very, very awesome concept. They basically take like Sonic and Mario, mix it together into this awesome, well-designed glob of good stuff.
Yeah, it just looks good, it's fun to play, and the whole, like, everything they
It's fancy.
Yeah, it's fancy, exactly.
It's very smooth.
Without being fancy. It's just fancy.
Right, so like everything you
simple.
do is like a fancy smooth flip and that kind of stuff. The animation is ridiculously slick.
Yeah.
You can like run up walls on a whim, basically.
And everything that you do is fun. It's not monotonous, tedious, or whatever.
But there's a great sense of like momentum to your moves and that kind of stuff too. You can wall jump and all that. You can run into enemies like that.
Yeah. It's a lot like Super Meat Boy, but not quite.
More fancy, less difficult.
Yeah, more casual, more just have fun doing all these fancy things than trying to.
And that is really the goal of it. Like, the reason this is so short is because I'm not doing the optional stuff, which makes up the bulk of this game. And I mean that very literally. This entire playthrough is an hour, and this game costs $15, I think, at launch. I got it on sale, so yeah. I think it's like $10. I don't keep up to date on these things.
Or something like that. It's not a full-fledged game by any means.
But yeah, well, still, this is a game made by Brad Dourne, and originally it was just a Flash game on Newgrounds, owned by Armor Games, I believe. Not really sure how all that works. There's a bunch of other people involved, which you see like those cameos, that kind of thing. And the credits are actually really long. Published by EA, I think. Yeah, the main purpose of this is just for me to show how short this game is. Like, this isn't a speed run. I'm not going to even pretend that you could probably get through this game even faster if you really knew what you're doing. I'm just showing this off mostly because I don't want people to go into this thinking that they're going to be getting a full-fledged game that doesn't require going into all the bonuses and stuff like that.
The bonuses are the fun stuff, though. That's what you play for.
That's the thing. Like, yeah, I don't want a person going into this though thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna get a full-fledged Super Meat Boy style, really long game, that kind of thing. Like, this game has only, I think, 9 levels, and this is probably the longest one besides the second to last one.
See, that's what I like about this more, though, compared to Super Meat Boy, other than just the difficulty. Like, Super Meat Boy has a lot of levels, but it's just a level, and there's only really one thing you can do in the level. This, you can go all over. There's secret rooms, secret whole places, stuff to collect. So, this one's a bit more plot heavy than the usual Fancy Pants back on the PC days. And, I don't know, what do you think of the story? I don't know, it's alright.
I guess it gets the job done, but it's definitely not a highlight for me.
But this type of game, it's never really about story.
But then the question is, though, why bother having more story? Like, this has quite a few cutscenes when it comes down to it, considering how short the game is. Like, it's charming sometimes, but a lot of the jokes, I think, just fall flat. And I'm not sure if it's trying to tell jokes. Like, is that what they're really going for? I don't even know. Anyways, I guess I'll give a synopsis of the plot. There's a pirate that stole a bathtub from a king. This is the bathtub.
Good plot.
Yep.
And the water just disappears like that.
Yep. Yeah, as I was saying though, the bulk of this game is just extra stuff. There's 3 squiggly star things that unlock costumes. They even rank you on getting every single one of those squiggle coin type things in every level. Later on, there's a collectible bottle that gives you background bits on the plot. there's a thing called time trial where you have to collect squiggle dot coin things in a time limit. Trying to think of something else. There's little like mini boss areas later on too. Yeah, as I love the platformer game. The levels are really well designed. The enemies are not, and it's just sort of been a thing with Fancy Pants. Like the bosses have always been kind of pathetically easy, and the enemies are just sort of there. It's definitely not built with enemies in mind.
Yeah, well, I think this game's more just about running around and flipping like crazy and exploring places than the enemies so much. But you have to have a few enemies there, otherwise, you know, it's too easy.
I guess, but does this game really even need challenge?
Well, it's nice to have a little bit of spice up, or not make it too like you can just do whatever. It makes it more like a purpose almost in a way.
It's just the enemies themselves aren't anywhere near as polished as the rest of the game. Like there are lots of little mini glitches, like if you jump on two enemies at once, you'll get hurt, that kind of stuff. So this actually introduces a new character. I forget her name. Girl Fancy Pants.
Female Fancy Pants.
Femme Pants.
Femme. Exactly.
Yeah. So now this is the real plot. That whole bathtub thing, never mentioned again. No, you have to rescue your sister now.
Oh, it's your sister.
Yep.
Sis Pants.
Sisty Pants.
Oh, you got a new award.
Yep. Got a top hat. Looks nice.
That's awesome. You put it on.
I considered it, but I didn't want to stop playing. But yeah, I feel like I'm being kind of overly harsh on this, but it is still a very fun game, and as long as you're willing to do the extra stuff, it's definitely worth. I think they're charging $7 for it. That said, I'm pretty sure you can play this online for free. So
yeah, really, when you could play the online version, which is like the same.
Yeah, and this does actually include Fancy Pants 1 and 2, Worlds 1 and 2 as they're called, I believe.
Oh, does it?
So you can play them. It's kind of strange. This is not really an HD game, despite being on HD consoles. But I imagine that the new world has been remastered or some such. I haven't actually had a look at them yet because
I just haven't.
Nope. I never really been inclined to go and replay those older Fancy Pantses.
Have you done that thing, the arcade?
I think that's what the Fancy Pantses are.
Oh, I see. That makes sense.
The arcade does have a challenge thing, which I've done a few of. Yeah, see, just by running right and ignoring all of the ups and downs of the level, you can get through levels ridiculously quickly.
It reminds me of those
70%
Kirby games.
done. Yeah, the beginning levels of Kirby, you just fly over everything.
Roll. Could you roll before?
Yeah. Roll, slide, all that kind of stuff. There are some new enemies, like this frog thing, which you jump on multiple times, or you just jump over it and run past, like I am. That.
Or get hit by it.
You know, that works too. You can run right through the magic. So I guess people don't know how to play and don't want to just go play it for free somewhere, which is the easiest thing. Squiggles restore your health if you run up things. The laws of physics kind of apply, I guess.
Sort of. Loosely.
Yep. Well, that's about, I think, about it. So it's a very intuitive game. Like, running off ledges and stuff will send you flying at exactly the right angle because the levels are really well designed like that. Right, well, I think with that level it'd be a roughly good time to wrap up. We'll see you next part.
Adios.